Hello everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Crusader Kings 2 with King Johan of England. Oh yes, ruling from Leeds. It's glorious. Okay, so in the last session then, council advice was required, and council advice was received and heard, and pondered upon, and the king has made his decision. But before we get to that decision, there's a couple of little odds and ends to tidy up before we get there. First of all, more teaching. For there are always people that can learn a thing or two from this man. And his daughter needs to learn the art of not being envious. There's nothing for you to envy, my dear. You're the daughter of perhaps soon to be one of the greatest kings this country's ever known. What have you got to be envious about? The world is your oyster. So that's her sorted out. We also have an issue with our council. I say an issue. This man has held the fort very admirably, but now is the time to reinstate Charles, our French marshal, with some quite... former marshal, I should say, with quite the martial skill. So he's coming back into post. But the other chappie, no hard feelings. You will still maintain a role when it comes to our military as one of our commanders. So that's a little bit of the old management issues sorted. One last thing to sort out is I completely and utterly forgot to build my church in the last session. It was 199 coins. I don't know what's happened, but it's now increased to 304. An extra 105. How did that happen? Is it because we've got a bit more money to our name? It's just bunched the price up? I feel like we're being ripped off here. But it needs to happen, so we shall build it. And soon enough we shall have a new temple holding. 2 years to be precise. Just kind of strip the coffers back a touch. Right then. Prisoners. Next piece of business. We got 3 of them. We'll deal with the easiest one first. Vortigern Helen, captured during the war against this chap down here who was a cynic who was trying to put himself on the throne through a faction, the son of the great Conan. Can't allow you to remain in our lands. If you are fighting for a cynic, then you too shall join him in banishment. 50 gold will be seized from his estates, and he shall be sent on his merry way. Go forth to where your ruler went to, and I don't wish to see you in this country again. We give you the same warning. We see you on these shores, and you shall be sorry. Did he go across to Brittany too? I think he did. So he's joined his former liege over in Brittany. I hope they have a great time together. So that's one prisoner sorted. That was the easiest one of the lot. Now we've got 2 more to deal with, so we'll deal with perhaps the next easiest. Eastmond of York. Quite the quandary. In rather suspicious circumstances during the war, his father died of a wound. To this day we'll never know who caused the wound, how it happened, but rather surprisingly the man was found dead in his throne room. No one knows what happened. But when he died, the laws of the land kicked in, and it was Gavelkind at the time. So unbeknownst to me in the last session, actually the lands have split. So his brother is in control of Yordale, which make our decision even easier. For he is now a 1 Count Duke, or a 1 Earl Duke, because he only has York to his name as well as the duchy title. Now the council members spoke loud, and they spoke vehemently here, to remove this child's ducal title. It has to be done. As the king, the owner of 2 of the de jure counties within the duchy, it is only right that we should be the duke to ensure that this place prospers. And there has to be some penalty for his father's actions. He remains the count, or the earl, as does his brother. He remains landed. He shall not be ousted from his home. And so he should count that as a blessing. Many more scathing kings would have reacted far harshly than that. So Johan, he nods, taking in the sage advice of his council. and strips this duchy title from Eastmond. But as has been stated, he can remain the Count of York. So there you go. Little problem sorted out. He's not going to like us very much for this. But what can you do? What can you do? So that's that problem sorted. Kind of, because now we can also release him from prison. No hard feelings. No ransoming. No torturing. Nothing underhanded. Just a simple open the doors and out you go. So that should be one thing that he thanks us for. So that's him dealt with, which leaves one last prisoner. And this was a bit more a problem. Aidwood, our potential future son-in-law, son of the former king, someone who we were hoping to have good relations with. He tried to claim by underhanded measures, he tried to create a claim on the Duchy of Essex, which is currently still our duchy title. It was a folly. It was never going to happen. We were never in fear of this thing happening. But it was very foolish, to put it mildly. Some kings may have seen it far more harshly than that. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to ransom him out of prison. We're not going to execute, we're not going to banish, I don't think we can anyway without penalty. We're not going to strip his titles away from him, he can remain with a Scarborough warning. But he does have to pay the price. There does have to be some sanction there. And monetary sanction, think of it as a donation to the old church, is required to ensure that he doesn't get any similar ideas. Because if it's going to cost you 70 gold every time you pull these stunts, you're going to end up in a tricky situation financially. So he is ransomed, and I'm sure he'll accept. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, of course, is going to be betrothal is going to be broken between him and my daughter, for we cannot allow her to marry this man, given his nature. So that's all. That is a punishment. He had a chance to be married to a princess, and a rather glorious princess at that, so he's lost that opportunity. So that's a punishment in itself. So double whammy. And then there's the issue of him still being our vassal. And this is going to surprise a few of the council members and advisors. It won't go down too well, perhaps. Although I don't think anybody would dare openly speak out against this decision. There is one duke or duchess across this land who we trust above all others, even above our own son. And of course it is the Duchess Aelfgift the Just of East Anglia. She is a shining light in this land. She takes on board our teachings. So much so that she followed in our footsteps by ousting cynics from this duchy, installing religious men, weakening the grip on these that spread foul heresies. She's doing it all. Not only that, but she's very similar to us in that she doesn't like to just sit back and allow her men to fight while she watches from afar. No, she gets in the battle, hence her scarring. She's a fighter. She's a just woman. She's a good Catholic. And so if there's anybody above all others that we would trust with a certain degree of power, it would be her. So what power are you talking about? The advisors asked. What are you leading up to, King Johann? Well, let him tell you. We are kings in the north. Almost. I consider Yorkshire to be quite northern, not quite as north as Northumberland, but north enough for me. South, not bothered. You can keep your southern lands. We're not interested. The capital of this country shall be Leeds, and long may it remain so. Which means that we're quite happy to give this away, to transfer the vassalage away from ourselves and give it to somebody else to deal with this problem. And who else could we trust to A, deal with this problem, should he get out of hand, and B, to be very fair and honourable with the increased power that we're about to give, then our daughter-in-law. Because what we're going to actually do, to the horror of many dukes here, we're going to have our first, correct me if I'm wrong, but our first double duke or double duchess. We do not require or need the Duchy of Essex. And therefore we're going to give it willingly to Aelfgif, so that she can take control of all these lands by right. It also prevents these vassals, the de jure Essex vassals, from kicking off. It just brings everything nice and neatly under her control. Yes, she's a double duke now. As I said, much to the horror of some people. If you look to the realm tree, she's probably the most powerful duke in the land. But we wouldn't do that to anyone else. We trust her implicitly to do the right thing. The power will not go to her head. She will rule fairly and use that power for the greater good of her people, and of course the people of the land, the entire country. So she becomes quite a powerful lady. I can hear the mumblings now. What the hell? What the hell are you doing? Have you lost your marbles, Johan? People are saying in their minds. So there you go, that's those little situations sorted out. Everything now is nicely and neatly summed up, settled. So what do we do going forward then, before we start the ball rolling? Well, he's achieved quite the feat. For there are no more cynics, no more disbelievers at a ducal level. He has been removed and replaced with a more honourable man. And I think he was a cynic at one point, but we befriended him, we travelled south, and we have also convinced him about the error of his ways, and he has lost that cynicism too. So that is it, across the entire country, not a single cynic duke remains. Mission accomplished. Well done, Johan, very good job indeed. And so now is the time to focus our efforts on prosperity. There is a great plague ravaging the south of our lands, and we need to band together to fight it. We cannot afford to have our attentions diverted amongst infighting and pettiness, and so what this man wants to see, to cap off his time as king, is an extended period of peace and prosperity. And his council members agree. Whatever you said, pal, I agree with you. We're going to have it. Peace and prosperity across the land. The most stable this country has ever been, I'm sure. All because of one man. So let us stick the time over. We'll go to 1st of January 62 and see what happens naturally. And look at that! Look at that! Johan is now affectionately known as the monk. The monk, you say? We haven't got the monk trait. We are known as the monk. Does that give us a little boost in our society? It's not an official monk trait, so we don't get the plus 900 bonus for becoming a monk. If we do get that, we will undoubtedly become the next heir to being the head of the guild. Yeah, this monk trait here. I don't think we could possibly get that as a main character, I don't think, because it would disqualify from normal inheritance, living out days in a monastery. I don't think that's possible for your main character, is it? So I don't think we're ever going to get that, but anyway. Being affectionately known as the monk is good enough. and ransom paid. So now, what is our next plan? What is our next plan? Well, we're going to try and take this land. We have gone for realm peace, of course, so doing it within 5 years could be an issue to that little ambition. But converting that to Catholicism and ousting this pagan ruler is definitely a priority. Also, the main priority now, as the disease begins to continue to spread north, is to save up money for our grand cathedral. It's a long way away, and we're going to need a little bit of luck and fortune on the way when it comes to maybe tithes and events that give us a bit of coin. But yeah, we want to start building this before Johann passes. He wants this to be his lasting legacy, not just the hard work that he's done throughout the country, embracing the Catholicism, trying to bandy people together behind this cause. He wants this to be his lasting legacy. The construction, the funding of this great grand cathedral. So spending any coin on anything else right now is not going to happen. Retinues, upgrades to fort levels and stuff, yeah, no. No. He is saving his money. Will that come back to haunt us? It may do, but that is what he has set his heart upon, and so we are in massive penny pinching mode for the foreseeable future. I find it curious that the Catholic priests are constantly pestering Count Roderico no matter what he promises to do, no matter how much money he bestows to the Catholic Church. I know what he could do. Offer him a solution. Oh, we're not going to charge him money. And we do want to help out a friend, and we feel that we should do. And as one of the wisest men in the world, we should offer those pearls of wisdom for certain. Okay, so we've got a situation with a plague happening. So whilst the time is ticking, I shall explain what Johann's plan is for said plague. Although we do have a commander right now, because I think one of ours has just locked himself away. Rather unfortunately, we'll let that go spare for now. So Senrid is growing older, and I can see that he could use some guidance. Of course he can. Patience. Or diligence. We would get stressed. Oh, this is a different one. This isn't the patience one. Right, okay. A self-sacrificed. Oh, this is bad. We would become stressed. Trying to teach our son diligence. Or we could teach him to become ambitious. No, we don't like that. We're not going to send him off on his own. Oh, I don't want to become stressed. I don't want to become stressed. But teaching has he already got diligence? No, he hasn't. He's zealot. Oh, we're all about teaching virtues. So this is the straw that broke the camel's back, people. Just a usual day in the office for Johann, teaching virtues to all and sundry. He does it once again, teaches his son diligence, as is no different from the others, but for whatever reason, perhaps he's not getting it quick enough or what, I don't know, but for whatever reason, this has caused him to become stressed, which is not good. Not good at all. Hopefully we'll de-stress. Hopefully we'll Oh! What has she done? Oh my God! Why are my wives doing this to me? What are they doing? Oh my God! My former wife cheated on me. My current wife is plotting to kill me. And I like them both. I mean, look at her. She's zealous, she's diligent, she's patient, temperate. She's a perfect match for this man. They're getting on well. She loves us. 65. She loves us. Why would she want to kill us? Unless it's my son. Hang on, it might be my son. It might not be me. We're all called Johan. It's confusing. I knew this would cause confusion at some point. Hang on, it's not going to be me. It's going to be my son. I can tell you now for certain. Oh, it's not us. It's my grandson. Oh, okay. Does that make it any less of a problem? Oh, I don't know. Oh no. What do we do with her? What do we do? She would end the plot. She would end it as an act of foolishness. Oh. Right, okay. It's going to be a one strike and you're out kind of situation. Oh, it pains me. It pains me. We should really deal with this. Perhaps it was just a stupid comment over a glass of wine or a goblet of wine over the dinner table one evening. She was a bit merry, and she, what if we were just to kill your why would she want to kill him? I don't know. What reason? Oh, we can't do it. I'm trying to think of a way to kind of gloss this over and allow her to live, but sorry, if you this is treason. He is our grandchild. It's a relation, a very close relation, close member. We cannot allow this to happen. And there she shall remain until my advisors advise me what on earth to do with her. Oh my God. Execution would be fine. Oh no, it would be viewed as tyrannical. Oh, what? Really? She's plotted to kill? So we can only release or execute. Order her to take the vows. That might be it, my friends. That might be it. Imprisoned. Order to take the vows. To repent for the rest of her life for her foolishness. Alda, why? 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 She shall remain in prison till the end of the session. No, well, we'll give her till the 1st of January, then we'll put her in house arrest. It makes no sense. No, it doesn't make any sense to keep her any longer than necessary. We'll keep her in there till the 1st, and then she's gonna have to take the vows. She's gonna have to. Not only that, but of course we just explained how much we love our daughter-in-law, and her child, her only son, our son's son. It's ridiculous. The peasants of Hull are quite far apart and spread out. Your spy master suggests investing in a provincial messenger system so they can communicate with their kin more easily. He claims that doing so would attract more an excellent idea. There's a little bit of gold, but we are in penny pinching mode, but some things are worth the coin. Very much so. Right, what are you doing? Looks like he's got some horses out. Is that a retinue? Don't know. Alright, we're going to bunt it up to 3 speed. I cannot believe that. That's really upset me. I thought she was going to be the one that we could have grown old with. But it just so happens that it's another one to cause us grief. Do you know what? I think at this point, he's already been celibate for the past few years. I'm thinking at this point, we're going to remain single for the rest of our days. Shacking up with women is more trouble than it's worth. Oh man, and now we've got another problem here. Another problem which I haven't yet explained to you guys, but I'm about to explain it now, because it's become quite pertinent. Who are you? Oh, you seek to kill my son as well? What the? Holy cow, what on earth is going on here? What are you all doing? Right, let's get to the first. We have to end the session here. There was too much happening. Too much going on, man. This game. These are things that I'm sure many people will probably gloss over at some point, but I just find it so intriguing, the stories that develop out of these things. Right, this is spreading like wildfire now, and this is where we're going to I'm going to explain what I was trying to explain in the first place. Right, this is what? Measles? Smallpox. Oh, this is deadly. This is very deadly. This is very deadly indeed. Right. Let's deal with these first. Right, you, my dear, are taking the vows. Well, you will go there, you will go to that monastery, that monastic society for the rest of your days, and you shall contemplate what in the hell you just did. What you have given, what you have sacrificed for an act of foolishness. Seeking to kill a child. Have you no shame? Died comatose in bed. No, that's my former wife. Hanged. Oh, she just vanished off the face of the earth. Right, okay. She's gone. Just like that, she's gone. Right, left your court. Alda, the merry nun. Right, very good. So, Oshi Tootle. So, yeah, a single life for Johan, I'm thinking. Unless somebody, like, really, really out there crops up and he's like, oh my god, she would be the perfect companion to chew the fat with. It seems that it's more trouble than it's worth. We're going to suffer state-wise, not having half our wife's stats, but he's really seen enough of this kind of stuff. Doesn't want to go through this entire situation again with somebody who we deem to be, somebody very close to his heart. Right, now there's another plot. Some random woman on the Isle of Wight is seeking to kill the very same grandchild. What the hell has this grandchild done to people? Now we could ask her to end the plot, but it seems kind of harsh that we've banished our wife, but we allow her to roam free when she does exactly the same? No, you shall be in prison too. And I ain't got time for fannying about with you. You too. Well, shall take the vows. It's going to cost me piety at this rate. Earl, it's his wife. It's your wife? You want to take your wife in check, my friend. Right, I'm not going to actually order her to take the vows just yet because this is costing me piety. 50, she becomes a nun, he divorces her, she dies. She will not like us very much. My heart bleeds. Yeah, we'll leave her sort of festering in the cells for now. We've kind of got other things to worry about. Right, so the final thing to discuss here before we continue on. There's a plague going on, as you can quite clearly see. It's reached the gates of Leeds and Hull and also spread to York now all of a sudden. It's moving quickly. And what you're going to say is, well, bloody shut your damn gates then, man. What the hell are you waiting for? You shut your gates. Shut your gates away. I've got news for you. King Johan is not shutting his gates. No, sirree, he's not. What are you talking about? You're really going to die of smallpox. What about your children? What about your culture? Johan is a man that shares his grief, shares his victories, shares everything with his people. Not just the high and mighty, but the commoners too. In battle he fights side by side with his men. You have seen it for yourselves on more than one occasion. Not one to sit back and watch idly as his men throw themselves on the front lines. He joins them. We are all children of God, and nobody is more important than anybody else. We all have a job to do, and we all do it. So whilst the people across the land, the commoners across the land, do not have the luxury of secluding themselves away in safety behind castle walls, whilst they suffer this great plague, we too shall suffer with them. For God has put this plague on this earth here for a particular reason, whether it's to weed out those that need weeding out, or whether it's to give strength to those who are waning, or whether it's to take those that he wishes to take on to bigger and better things elsewhere. We should not fear this. We should not fear this malady, because if we are meant to be, we are meant to be. We shall share in the burden with the rest of our people. And we're going to also, despite the fact that we are penny pinching, donate to charity once again to ensure that the finances are there for those that need it. This is ravaging the land, and I'm sure that this money we have just donated shall come in useful to assist those who are losing loved ones, who need food in this most awful of times. And so we shall wait it out and see what happens as this plague passes by. Oh boy. I hope you don't die of smallpox, Johan, please. Please. Cancer? Our son has secluded himself away. He doesn't share the good morals of the king. What the flipping hell? What a strange twist of fate. Remember this guy who we transferred vassalage over to our Duchess, our daughter-in-law? He was craving power, as particularly the Duchy of Essex. He's just been made regent of East Anglia, and is now actually acting as regent because our daughter-in-law secluded herself. Would you credit that? That's a very quick rise to power. Oh, he gets on very well with the Duchess. I'm glad for him. I'm glad for him. At least he's found some happiness, right? Senrad voted for absolute rule. Johan's returned back to my court and council after secluding himself away. Oh, he was our steward, of course. A learned Jewish man has appeared. He comes highly recommended in the arts of bookkeeping and administration, improving bureaucratic efficiency of the realm, and a fine steward. He may make a fine steward, but he's Jewish. Would that be enough for us to say no? We have no need. Oh, we can't. We have to accept him. Actually, there's no alternative. But he won't be steward. My son is steward. You can remain here. In fact, you don't want to. He's a true believer. You can ask him to leave court, but well, unless it's a different religion. But I mean, we're not completely. We are zealous, though. I mean, does everybody have to be the same religion? Earl Ethelwood of Lindisfarne was burnt at the stake. Ooh, a mystic. Well, Duke Eadwulf the Butcher. I mean, he's a drunken butcher, but he is zealous. He is cruel. He's got a few downsides. He's also homosexual as well. But, I mean, if you're burning somebody at the stake, and particularly a mystic, it's got to be for heretical reasons. You've just gone up in our estimation slightly. Keep up the good work. You see, Duke Johan's personality is catching. Lead from the front. Lead from the front when they see us doing these acts and promoting Catholicism with such a zealous fervour. Everybody can't help but get in on the action. And this is the issue, you see, who's not shutting our gates. Our daughter has been beset by oozing lesions and a high fever. She has got smallpox. Oh God, no. No, no, no. And I forgot to mention, I don't know if I did mention it or not, but I may have forgotten that she is now unmarried, of course, and you're probably thinking, well, what, marry her off, marry her off. There's no duke in the land suitable. There's no king or ruler anywhere nearby that's suitable. They're either far too young, or their fathers are heathens, heretics, and God knows ghastly people. I did look before the session started, so that's why I haven't married her off. We were waiting to see if something else was to sort of develop as time passes. We may not need to marry her off very shortly. Oh no, come on. Let's get our physician on the case. I've never not shut the gates during a plague, so this is new to me. I don't know how badly it's going to ravage my court, but I thought it'd be quite an interesting twist. Oh, our court physician has completely botched the treatment. She's now worse off than before, barely clinging on to life. I'm expected to punish Ainfrith for this transgression. Dungeon? Talk sense? He's trying his best. Oh my god, that would give... Oh my god. No. He's obviously trying. He's not purposely set out to kill my daughter, or he's obviously trying. This is smallpox. This is no little flu. This is a very, very, at the time I believe, uncurable disease. There's no reason for us to believe that our friend has purposely tried to do this. He's trying his best. Let the man continue as best he can. It may be just a case at this point of giving her a safe passing, a pain-free passing. Because it's not looking good. Minus 102 personal combat skill. Oh! Is she dead? She's been cured! Look at that! Just... Boof! Gone! It's a miracle! It's a miracle! You see, I told you, didn't I tell you? What are you? What's happened here? Why are you? Why do I need to imprison you? I've completely lost track of what's going on here. Joe, fabricate a claim on the cat. Oh no, that is not good, but it's not death. Just end the plot and stop being silly. Our mayor has secluded himself. I just want this plague to pass. I just want this plague to pass. By calling in a favour, Earl Aethelric has forced you to start a vote on the Rule of War Declaration in Northumberland. Oh, I don't think he's talking to me. I think he's just talking to about that person there. So he's forcing me to start a vote. Nobody forces me yet to do anything. Right. Oh boy. We just sit here patiently hoping that we don't die. This is the first issue. This is the first real problem we've had in Leeds. Right, what's this? Young Senrad has finished his education in the ways of faith and learning. And I notice with pride that he has attained nothing less than masterful level of knowledge. Look at this. We are a scholarly theologian. Our child, Senrad of England, is a mastermind theologian. Let us see him in his full glory, as we finally finish off by teaching him temperance to go with the diligence that we have given him. And let's have a look at him. Let's have a look at him. He looks lucky. Another chip off the old block. A family of rather dashing men with full, flowing beards. Let's have a look at him. Oh, he's got a rash though. That might pass, hopefully. So here he is, Senrad Johansson. He is shrewd, a mastermind theologian. He is zealous. He is diligent. Lustful, we can give spiritual guidance for. Of course we can. You don't want to be spreading it about, my child. You want to be just showing a bit of control. He's just temperate. That is almost like modelled in our image. I mean, comparing to our other son. Not that we should compare sons. You know, it's not a game here. As in comparing sons to sons. They are both our children and they are individuals. But let's compare them. Oh, to me, I mean, it's going to cause some friction this, but to me, Senrad might well just be a bit more to our liking when it comes to being the next king. It would be a massive, I don't think we can we vote him to be the next? I'm not going to Not gonna... Oh, we can! Holy hell! I've got a feeling that if we were to vote for him and then let time pass, I think other people would vote as we would. Because whenever, they're just like, yeah, whatever you say, we'll go your way, it's not a problem. He's more religious than our son, our other son, Johan. He's more religious. Oh. I don't know. It's very harsh to switch. It is very harsh. But see, he's not bad, he's not terrible, but that deceit, that little hint of deceitfulness there, possibly. That little hint of deceitfulness just gives us maybe a little pause for thought. Oh, it's a tough one. Again, what do you reckon, chaps? I'm going to end the session here. Naturally, I've reached the end point. I did say I was going to end here, but it seems that we have now reached another tricky situation. What do we do? Who shall be the next ruler? It's going to be between the two of them. There's no other duke in the land really that fits the bill. None of them are as good as these two. So, if they were, we would consider them. But yeah, this man right here, he's looking very promising. And with his very high learning ability, not to mention his stewardship as well, which isn't too shoddy. 20 to 18. Yeah, it's not bad at all. That zealousness is there. That mastermind theology is there. He's just a bit more chip off the old block, perhaps, than Johan Jr. is. But let me know what you think, my advisors. Is he that much better than his brother to cause a massive uproar by switching our vote? Discuss at your leisure. Right, join me next time as we will hopefully continue to see out this plague with our people. Until then, see you soon.